This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team and so much more. Hermanto's in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Second half action. Lebanon Raiders, Hanover Marauders. Kicking off are the Raiders. And Hanover will pick it up inside the 20. Nice little run back there for the Marauders, and he's going to bounce out to the outside and all the way to the end zone. Griffin Young, and that's a touchdown, Hanover. So 80-plus yards on the kickoff return to start the second half before the fans had even settled back into their seats. It's 19-0 Hanover.
Wow, well, what a huge play by Young there, really starting the second half off with a bang. Really, that takes a lot of steam out of Lebanon. The fact that it was just a two-score game up until that point was big, but now 3 touchdowns down puts Lebanon in a big hole.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So, just like that, 20-0, Hanover with the lead. That touchdown is Griffin Young's second touchdown of the night. 11:46 to go. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by La Valley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. 14 seconds into the second half. Hanover returns the second half opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Griffin Young, and that one is out of the end zone. So a touchback. Lebanon will start with the ball at their own 20. Will be interesting to see who comes out to play quarterback for the Raiders here in the second half. And it looks like Islander is back on the field. And like I said, he had been warming up, and he's going to be calling the play, and I think he's going to be maybe quarterback.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jeremy. Looks like he's lining up behind. He's lining up in the shotgun right now. See what Islander can do through the air.
Solomon Mellish to his left. Islander in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, and he'll throw. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Falls incomplete. So Islanders' first play from scrimmage looked a little, I don't know if he was timid on the fake handoff, but didn't sell that too well. Hanover rushed in and tipped the ball incomplete.
Tune in every week for YCN Sports Talk, focusing on our region's college and professional sports with the Salt Hill Pub NFL Picks of the Week. And YCN Sports are app of high school varsity sports. They can be seen on Sunday at 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Check your local listings for other air times.
Islander in the shotgun, flanked by 2 running backs. He'll keep it again and throws it and goes directly to Alexander Mosenthal. Intercepted. Hanover stepped in front of that pass. It looked like maybe it was a little button hook and never hooked the receiver. And Mosenthal, reading the quarterback's eyes, jumped right in front of it. So ever since Jonathan Willman has gone out of this game, the quarterbacks for the Raiders have not had a lot of success.
No, they haven't, and clearly, Islander, he's the running back / tight end. He's not the regular quarterback, so we're seeing a lot of struggles here through the air from the Raiders. Hopefully they can overcome it.
Mosenthal wrapped up immediately. Not able to really get anything going there, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a half a yard behind. That'll bring up second down and 11. So an interesting start here. Haven't even played a minute of football. Lebanon giving up the big touchdown early and then turning the ball over. Hanover looking to maintain control and possibly put this game away. Mosenthal with the handoff, and that one goes to Caleb Putnam, and he's forward for about 4 yards.
If you are interested in advertising on any of YCN's programs, Outside Television and Heroes and Icons Network, or might want your local event, parade, or concert televised, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
So the student section for the Raiders had been getting into it at halftime, but they've kind of quieted down. Obviously haven't had a lot of success on the field in the second half, and the stands have been eerily quiet tonight. And you'd think at least, being a close game, some Hanover fans, but not a ton of movement here so far.
Yeah, no, we haven't heard too much from this Lebanon crowd, and every time the Raiders have had a big play, it's been immediately followed up by a flag or a fumble and a turnover. They haven't had too much to cheer for, but this game's not over quite yet.
4th down and 3. Mosenthal under center. Man goes in motion. Mosenthal will hand it off. I believe that's Putnam on the handoff, and he drags a few Lebanon defenders with him.
Putnam on the carry.
See where they spot this ball. Want to be close.
Officials timeout.
They will bring the chains out, and they want to measure this one. So a big measurement here. Obviously 4th down and 3 was the original yardage. And they will get that entire football length beyond the line of scrimmage. So 1st down for Marauders.
Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team and so much more. All YCN games are now on Facebook Live at YCN News.
Handoff up the middle, goes for a few yards on 1st down.
21, Simon Roach on the carry.
Simon Roach getting the carry there. He's carried a few times tonight. Himself, Griffin Young, obviously Mosenthal, and Caleb Putnam. They spread the ball around quite a bit, keep it on the ground. So that'll bring up 2nd and 7 at the 14-yard line. Mosenthal under center. He'll keep it. Got some room around the corner, and Mosenthal's in. Touchdown, Hanover.
Nice job by Mosenthal there. Nothing too crazy, just rolling out to his right side, and with his speed and athleticism, easily beats the Lebanon defenders for the touchdown. And now the Marauders up here, 26 points. It's going to be tough for Lebanon to come back in this one. Got to credit Hanover, though, scoring 2 early touchdowns here, and especially with that big kickoff return to start the second half.
So with 8:50 to go, the kick is boomed through, and the extra point is good. Hanover, 2 touchdowns in the first 3 minutes and 10 seconds of this first half. They are now in complete control, 27-0. We will step aside. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Hanover Marauders in complete control, scoring 2 touchdowns, 14 points here in the second half. We haven't even played 4 minutes of football. Lebanon trying to return this kickoff, picked up at the end zone, right about the goal line, and returned to about the 20-yard line. Plodzik on the return there, and Lebanon will set up for their second offensive possession of the second half at the 20-yard line. And we'll see if they keep Islander under center after going 0 for 2 with an interception.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is LaValle Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Thank them for their longtime support of YCN sports.
So Islander is the quarterback. He'll continue to be in the shotgun with running back to his right, fakes the handoff, another little pass over the middle, and I'm not sure if he caught it or if it was trapped. It was falling pretty fast, but the receiver was able to come up with it. First down. Excuse me, it'll be short of the first down, a couple yards short, 2nd and 2.
That was Bradley Plodzik there with the reception, and clearly we can see Islander maybe not the tightest spiral in his throws. Might be difficult for his receivers here, but nice job by Plodzik hauling in that pass. It was a bit short, but he went down to the ground, picked it up just before it hit the floor.
Yeah, a little tentative so far, as to be expected. Obviously, Islander, I'm not sure if he's played quarterback in any game action. This one's tipped at the line of scrimmage and just falls incomplete. There were a host of white jerseys around the football, and Islanders lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Yeah, it's funny, Islander as the quarterback, his offensive line, they're all smaller than he is. So, blocking for him, it's not an easy thing, and the Hanover defense has done a nice job. Obviously here they haven't allowed a single point tonight, but they've really been solid. And obviously, the injuries to Lebanon really hurts the Raiders.
And they're going to go back to number 3, Ryan Preston. He's coming back in the game as quarterback, as they just have not seen what they wanted to from Islander, and penalty flag flies there, and Raider player number 15, Sullivan, Ryan Sullivan, is shaken up on the play.
Penalties on the Raiders. False start.
It was a false start penalty, and the flag flew, the whistle blew, and a defender came across and hit Ryan Sullivan pretty hard. I think he was taking him back on that one as he heard the flag, and he kind of gave up blocking, and he saw the flag, and heard the whistle and gave up, and then he got his clock clean. But 5-yard penalty brings him to 3rd and 8. And Islander back in now in the shotgun. Surveying the field, has a man. Plodzik is open, and he comes down with it.
Nice job by Plodzik there, hauling in that catch.
Plodzik coming down with it, holding on to it, even though the tackle was wrapped up nicely. Kalen Thomas. And now Islander comes back out, and they'll bring back in Preston, and he'll go in under center. Fake handoff, nowhere to go. Immediately in the backfield is the Hanover defender.
I believe that was Eric Seltzer there.
58 on the tackle.
Really, there were multiple Marauders bursting through the offensive line of Lebanon. Nice job by the Hanover defense applying pressure, and if Lebanon was to score a touchdown on this drive, I would put them right back in the game. So nice job by the Marauders.
Knocking them way back, 2nd down and 19, and Islander back in the game. So obviously Coach Childs trying to get some rhythm, some momentum, and he's trying to find out which QB can get the hot hand. But the offensive line can't really block, and that's a problem. And the deep pass goes incomplete, a lot of contact.
Yeah.
A couple of refs are going to talk about it just to make sure they get the call correct. Coach Childs asking for an explanation. And the fans, this is the first reaction we've seen out of the fans here.
And I believe that was Noah Moran there, the intended receiver. I don't know if the refs think that Moran ran into the Hanover cornerbacks, but it did look like there was a lot of contact. Moran never had a chance to make a play on the ball, but maybe the refs thought that it was Moran's fault that he ran into his defender. So
yeah, maybe some incidental contact.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how tight they want to call it here, but you're right. It was a tough call. They make non-call, and here we are. A little bit of trouble for Islander, but he does get it away. Pass is complete. But he had dropped back so far trying to evade the pressure that the ball only gets back maybe to the couple yards in front of the line of scrimmage, which will bring up still 4th and very long.
Ball's at the Raider 24-yard line.
Well, at the 24, and they have to get to the 42. So 4th and 18, 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Lebanon will punt to return men deep for the Marauders. Punt is away. It's a short one. We'll see what type of bounce it gets, and kind of goes sideways and then comes back towards the Raiders, so they'll down it before it goes too far. It'll be Hanover football when we come back. They'll take over on the Lebanon 47. 27-0 our score inside 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. You're watching YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
Welcome back. 5:46 to play in the third quarter, and it's been all Hanover in this quarter as they take over on the Lebanon 47. Handoff immediately to number 24 as Keegan Silovich. He'll get his first carry of the game. Crossing over the 45 to the 42-yard line. 5-yard gain.
I believe that was Jacob Hibner there on the tackle for Lebanon. Looks like he's a freshman, so nice job by him with that tackle.
And at this point, Hanover, we saw it the entire, basically, second quarter. They had that long drive that ended with a touchdown, 37 seconds to play in the half. They can keep the ball on the ground, and as we see right here, the fake handoff, Mosenthal keeps it bouncing and goes all the way across the field. A lot of room. I don't know if anyone's going to catch him. There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be a touchdown for now. But there is a flag on the play, and it's going to be holding or illegal block in the back, as that's going to come all the way back. You could tell as the Lebanon defender fell down, the flag came out immediately. And I don't even know if that penalty would have mattered. I mean, that play, that's one of those penalties where obviously you have to call it, but if you're Hanover, you can't be pleased with that because the touchdown would have counted. That wasn't even near the play.
Yeah, a lot of times blockers ahead of a big play, they get really pumped up seeing their teammate run for the score, and they make a too big of a block, a stupid block, a block in the back just like that. Really hurts your team, and we can see Hanover now. Not only does the touchdown not count, but they have been brought back, looks like to about the 32-yard line. So that penalty really hurts the Marauders, but you are up 27 points. Now still looking good in this game. Just can't have any more of those flags.
So they're going to spot the ball at the 27-yard line. They will get the first down. And inside 5 minutes here, Mosenthal getting his running back set, directing traffic. This time he will hand it off, and this one goes to Simon Roach, who sneaks forward for a handful of yards.
Hey, local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN's Franklin and House Sports Talk Show can be seen on YCN's WYCX Outside Television at 5 p.m. every weekday. Tune in daily and get up to date on what's happening in sports.
Hanover coming up to the line, 2nd down and 1. Mosenthal under center, 2 receivers behind him, 2 running backs behind him, 1 receiver flanked way outside, and the handoff immediately to Griffin Young, who falls forward for a first down. Move the chains, keep the clock moving. That seems to be the game plan of the Marauders tonight, and they've executed it quite nicely.
Yeah, they have, and Hanover just trying to run some time off the clock. Definitely a good move to just keep the ball on the ground, keep pounding it forward. We've seen tonight you're going to find a hole eventually in that Lebanon front defensive line. So between Young and Mosenthal and Putnam, they really have some guys who can run it.
1st and 10. As we approach 3:30 to play, Hanover will take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Marauders. 3:32 to play. And new quarterback for the Marauders. Number 12 is under center, Mason Winter. And his first play is a big success, a touchdown for the Marauders.
15, Caleb Putnam on the carry.
That's Caleb Putnam there on the rushing touchdown. Just a simple score by him, breaking through the line to the left. Marauders right now up 33-0. And Lebanon really plagued by injuries here tonight. That's been the story for them. Flags on both sides, but really the Raiders losing their starting quarterback, and Islander went down for a while, and he had to slot in at quarterback, and not a lot has gone right for the Raiders.
Yeah, right from the beginning, it was a sloppy start, and Hanover was the only one to recover after the sloppy start. The extra point, as you see, goes through and gives the Marauders the 34-0 lead. We will step aside, come back. Hanover will be kicking off, leading 34-0, 3:26 to play in the third quarter. YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. 3:26 to play in the third quarter, and tonight it has been all Marauders. They lead 34-0, 5 touchdowns. Missed the first extra point, but other than that, they have been successful. Deep kick. 2 yards into the end zone, and that wouldn't have been able to be returned. Goes in the end zone. It's a touchback for high school football. So Lebanon will set up at the 20-yard line.
Today's game is being brought in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs, and thank all of our advertisers for their support.
Caleb Putnam being attended to on the bench now for the Raiders, so we'll have to, excuse me, that is Sullivan, I believe. Ryan Sullivan. Handoff up the middle, and Ryan Preston is still in at quarterback.
34, Solomon Mellish on the carry, gain 1.
Solomon Mellish with a short gain. And he comes up limping. Hopping off, it looks like it's an ankle. He's able to get off the field. He'll head over to the bench and get attended to, and he can barely even put any weight on that ankle. So 2nd and 9, inside 3 to play in this third quarter. It's been all Marauders, 34-0. Preston with the handoff, and he gives it to the ball carrier, who is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact.
So Preston comes out. Islander back in on 3rd and 10. Islander in the shotgun. Dropping back. He'll fire deep, and he finds an open receiver. And that one's Philip Mellish, number 37, who comes up with a completion, and that'll be good for the first down.
Looked like Mellish was really wide open there. Good shot by Islander finding him. Making a good pass. Seen Islander with the few passes he has thrown tonight. Spiral's been a little off, but that was a pretty good throw. Be really morale booster for Lebanon if they could avoid a shutout here tonight.
Right, at least put something on the board, get a drive going.
Ooh,
And the snap is fumbled, but I believe Islander is able to jump on it. And he does, so it'll be Lebanon possession still, just a few yards deeper. 2nd and 15. Spot the ball almost to the 28-yard line. They have to get all the way up to the 44, so about 16 yards to go here. 2nd down, inside a minute, clock moving. Islander in the shotgun. Mellish to his right. 3 receivers. Islander dropping back, and he has a man, and it's completed. And 1st down, that one again goes to Philip Mellish.
Pretty similar play to that completion before that. Islander to Mellish once again. Mellish getting a ton of space to catch that ball on the left side of the field.
So 3rd down and 5 yards. Islander trying to get into a rhythm here, settle down here. Final play of the 3rd quarter. Here's the throw out to the wide open receiver, and he catches it over by the sticks, gets the 1st down. Jacob Hebner. And that'll be enough for a 1st down, and that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So after 3 quarters of play here from Lebanon, the Raiders are driving, but they trail the Marauders 34-0. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.